I made a video yesterday about you won't stop doing these things to your hair, or are you still doing these things to your hair? And it is because I know I was the girl that did these things to my hair for many, many, many years. I did the bleaching and I bleached every time my roots grew out, just bleached my roots for so many years. Then I went on to frying my hair off to where I had this much hair when I was learning how to bleach my hair because I got sick of going to hairdressers or salons, whatever, and they weren't doing what I asked. So this is how I ended up frying my hair. But I ended up learning how to do my own hair eventually. But it still doesn't mean that I wasn't damaging my hair. It wasn't frying off to where it was this small, but it was still weakening my hair strands from within. And I also treated my hair like it was just hair, it'll grow back. And I would yank my hair out. I'd have huge knots in my hair because I didn't sleep with protective hairstyles like I do now. And my hair would just ball up. I have on the drier side, no matter what I do, because I have wavy hair, and that's just the way it is. I could help my hair. I can do my hair oiling, my leave-in conditioners, all the things that I'm doing. Although it's gotten a lot better with how it feels, the softness, since I've been doing that for a year and a half. But prior to that, it was just, waking up day after day. I'd have these huge knots because I didn't wash my hair very often. I still don't, but I would go to work and then I'd throw my hair up in a bun with the knots still in my hair. And it would continuously be in a cycle. I would take a brush and yank through my hair till the knots came out. I didn't care until I started to bald. And then that's when I started to realize gradually that treating my hair this way wasn't the answer. But I still didn't have a system down through the years. I still was very careless with my hair, but when I did get these balding spots in my hair, it was very, very embarrassing. It was just, I felt distraught. And I know in the videos I mentioned, I say this side or this side, I say I have the bigger, because I couldn't remember what side it was. Like it was one or the other. It was both sides, but one of the sides had a huge circle of baldness, and it was very noticeable. So that eventually through time just, it was never 100% full like it is now, but I managed to grow some of my hair in by doing some vitamins and different things at the time, and it was always really, really light. And I do have a cowlick on, I think this side is where it's higher up, so that's just gonna always be that way. But all the hair that I have right here is going in. It's it's managed to stay full, and I am so thankful for that because if you're going through this, then you know. So the reason why I make these videos is because I've been through it. There's ways to help your hair to get healthier and better. I mean, I don't even like using the word healthier. It's just a better place because your hair, as soon as it goes out of your roots, it's dead. So, but you can keep your hair intact. You can keep your ends from getting more split ends without constantly trimming your hair off or doing big chops. I use a shea butter, which I have in my guide, my ebook guide that I have on my other videos. And you can click on that and go through that. And then I'll also be mentioning some other things that you can do. But I do put in that on my ends every morning, every night, and lock in those split ends, and it helps from forming. Now, a lot of people say you can't heal your split ends, but you can help them from forming, and I don't see any at all. And I know it sounds crazy, but I really don't have any. Now, I mentioned a couple of my videos that I do have thin ends because I don't do that blunt cut. I don't, on me, like it. I don't feel like it's necessary. If you like that look, then that's fine. But to get to where you want to get, I would do hair dusting because that gives you more of a chance to grow and you're not cutting off any progress because your hair grows half an inch a month. So this is what I've done for my hair, and my hair's always grown pretty fast without constantly trimming my hair. Now, I did a hair dusting uh 6 months ago. So I was trying to think back on the if that's right. December of 2025. It is now June. I think today's the 6th. And I don't feel like I'm going to do another one for quite a while. As long as I'm doing all this stuff to my hair and keeping it taken care of, babying my hair, then I don't want to do that on my hair, and I don't feel like I need to at this point. So that is just something that I'm just seeing what the length is. My hair, my goal is to have my hair down to my waist, and it is almost there. The braids you can't really tell because it does shrink up your hair, but when I turn around, it is almost there. So that is my goal for the end of this year to have my hair down to my waist. The key is also is to have my hair maintain the fullness, maintain my bald spots from, not being there, not falling out again. And that is the number one thing for me right now. I'll sacrifice having any kind of different colors that I used to love. Like I can use things like I think it's called Evertone. I can't remember, but it's temporary color. You can use purple, blue, and I might do that soon. And it's not any type of dye. Well, it's like it is, but it's not. It washes out in the maybe month or 2. For me, it took some time. It got really light, but it took time to grow out. So that is something I'll probably do because I always colored my hair. I did reds, I did blonde with some pink through it, and I like to have fun with it. So I'll probably be using those here really soon. And that's another thing you could use while you're on this hair growth challenge and trying to grow that hair back in. Now, why do I talk about hair a lot? I do have other things going in my life. I am a very busy, busy full-time worker in a casino, and I'm trying to get out of that business eventually and have my own business. I did have my own permanent makeup hair business and my own hair oil business. I still have the hair oil, but I am just working on some other things and I'm trying to help other women, especially 30 and over. You can do this at any age because I know there's women that are under 30 that have had this. So anyone can watch this and go through my ebook and just try to follow what I talk about. But women, when your hair starts thinning and it gets weaker and weaker as we age, but you can do things to help it. You can do, the Indian hair mask that I talk about. I had always really full hair, but my hair strands were very thin. So again, I put a thumbnail up, and it's either one of my thumbnails or the video, but I have on each side my hair at the beginning of last year, January 2024, how my hair, even in 2 braids, was so thin. When I took it out and did my hair, it was full because I've always had fuller hair, but the strands, yes, they were like tiny. Now they're starting to get thicker and stronger because I'm rebuilding my hair follicles from within, and it's not snapping like it used to and breaking. And then again, there again, before I didn't care about that like years ago because I liked short hair. I wanted my hair really long. Nothing wrong with short hair. You could have short hair and still have the fullness and really voluptuous look. So I'm just saying, for me right now, I want my hair long. I like where I'm at right now. For the very first time in all my life, I would let my hair grow down to the waist and then I would chop it. Really cute. But for some reason, I just had this like awakening last year. I want long hair, just flowing down, flowing down. And it was funny. I mentioned this to my husband. He likes long hair when I used to cut it. He didn't say nothing, but I just knew he had mentioned it before. But I was like, I'm gonna cut it anyway because I like it. No one's telling me what to do, but she didn't. But I could tell that he was like, oh yeah. But I was like, oh, aren't you happy I don't cut my hair now? And he said, hold on, there's something on here. It says recordings are limited to 25 minutes per page. Oh, okay. I never seen that on Canva before. Sorry. I was like, what is that? And so anyway, I said, how'd and he said, well, yeah. I said, I'm going to have my hair really long, past my butt. He just kind of gives me this look. And I'm like, what does that look? And he said, oh, well, that's just really long. I said, yeah, that's the point. And I said, I'm like, what in the world? You're not happy if it's short? You're not happy if it's super long? And he goes, well, that's just too much. And I'm like, oh, that is so key for me to just get this hair past my butt. And this will happen. So anyway, I'm just like, what? He also said something like, "Isn't your hair gonna get dirty?" I said, "What do you mean hair does get dirty?" And he said, "Well, no, like, you sit on a bench or chair or something." I'm like, what in the world? Where do you come up with this?" He goes, "Oh," he realized how silly that was of a question, so or thing to say. And anyway, don't tell me that I'm not gonna have something or not like I said, he's not telling me not to, but just those reactions because 'cause I'm like, "Man, don't." But anyway, that's another thing, but I am going to end this video, and this is why that I talk about this kind of things because I really wanna help other women, and it is just an important thing. If you're on your everyday life, you don't have the confidence. It's just to give you the confidence. And yes, I just make this a daily part of my life. So this isn't the only thing in my life. This is a daily thing for me every single day for going on a year and a half. Like I said, I've been doing this, taking care of my hair every single day. Every day. It just becomes a habit. It's not that much extra work. I mean, I'm not spending hours and hours. At first I was, and I do spend a good amount of time when I do my hair mask, but it's still, if you're off and you have things to do around the house, you're going to be around anyway. So you might as well let your mask sit in your hair, like I explained in this ebook and some of my other videos, and have that mask in your hair while you're cleaning or just watching one of your favorite shows or anything. So you can do this once or twice a week, and it is just really easy to do. The most you're going to be doing is mixing up your mask and putting it together. If you're going through this, and let me know. And please share this with someone that's also having this problem if they are going through this struggle, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. I hope this does help you. And I thank you so much for stopping by. Have a wonderful rest of your day.